Today is Sunday, so I will be doing a follow-up to the online debate in Kenya. Earlier, I followed up on a very engaging online conversation. You have the president, the incumbent president of Kenya, is currently having some issues, or you can call it a fight, with his deputy. The name of the deputy is RUTO. Now, when you are having the president and the deputy president's fight, you are indirectly saying the number one man and the number two man, they are fighting. Now, the truth is that the fight will not stop anytime soon, especially when you know that the elections, the presidential elections, is around the corner. The tenure of the incumbent president of Kenya is almost drawing to a close. So the guy has his eyes fixed on retirement and a succession plan. And from the way things are going, his deputy is not going to be part of his succession plan, because they are always having constant fights. They are always arguing publicly. Now, for the president and the deputy or vice president to work together, they must agree. The Bible says, since today is Sunday, let's just throw in some Bible verses. The Bible says, two cannot work together except they agree. So you are having the president of Kenya, UHURU Kenyatta, make bold statements and bold decisions. Say that he will not hand over power to thieves. Say that he will not hand over power to con men. Say that he will not hand over power to tribalists. So, earlier, I waded into the political debate. Earlier, I waded into the online conversation, and I stood firmly on the thoughts or the viewpoints of the incumbent president when he said that he will not hand over power to conmen, he will not hand over power to thieves, he will not hand over power to tribalists. Now, like I said before, the incumbent president is supposed to be in charge of his government. Like I said before, the ball is supposed to be in the court of UHURU Kenyatta. Like I said before, the incumbent president is supposed to make all the decisions, because he has the capacity to exercise influence on the ruling party. He has the capacity to exercise influence on his government. You know, I've said this before and I'll say it again. What determines who becomes the next president is partially the incumbent president, and the other factor is the political party, or the strength, or the powers, or political relevance or significance of the political party. So, incumbent president plays a very key role. Since I am a Nigerian, let me buttress my point with what I have just said. Earlier, I said that for you to become a president anywhere, you are first selected. For you to become a president anywhere, you are first chosen. For you to become a president anyway, you are first nominated. So the nomination, the selection starts first before you are presented forward as a presidential candidate to be elected by all the eligible voters in the country. So we're going to use Obasanjo as a case study in trying to explain this matter. Obasanjo ruled Nigeria after he was military head of state. He came back to rule Nigeria as a civilian president. He was sent to prison. After the person that sent him to prison died, Obasanjo contested elections and he became the person that opened the books or the chapters of democracy in Nigeria in 1999. Abdul Salami paved the way and handed over power to Obasanjo after he became a democratically elected president of Nigeria. Obasanjo had the same worries as Uhuru Kenyatta when his tenure was getting to a close. He needed to come up with a succession plan. So what did Obasanjo do? Obasanjo came up with a short list of nominated candidates. He came up with a short list of selected, emphasis on the word selected. So Obasanjo was shopping for a preferred successor. One of the first names that came to his mind was the late President Musa Yar'Adua. So the reason why I say that what determines who becomes president, it has nothing to do with election. Election is part of it, but it has to start with the selection first. You know, after you talk about the selection, then you talk about the strength or the might or the political relevance or the political significance of the political party in question. So if a political party has a strong might, if a political party is relevant, if a political party is significant, it makes no difference who is selected. In the case of Obasanjo, he selected a sick man. Musa Yar'Adua had problems with his kidney. He was ill. Even Obasanjo confessed that he was aware. Notwithstanding, he selected him. Obasanjo had another problem. Say, I have just gotten myself a successor. Who is going to be the deputy or the vice president? Now, the first name that came to Obasanjo's mind was the governor of Rivers State. His name is Governor Peter Odili. But there was a problem with selecting Governor Peter Odili. What's the problem? Peter Odili had issues with the EFCC. In Nigeria, there is an agency that goes after thieves. In Nigeria, there's an agency that hunts down money launderers. That agency is called the EFCC. Obasanjo selected, or Governor Peter Odili found his name to Obasanjo's shortlist. But there was a challenge. What was the challenge? Governor Peter Odili had his hands dirty. What was the challenge? Governor Peter Odili was having problems with the EFCC. The big dogs of the EFCC were hunting him down. That was the main reason Peter Odili was excluded from the list. Obasanjo had to select another person. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan. During the primaries, Obasanjo used his influence. During the primaries, Obasanjo used his political might to back these guys up. And eventually, they marched. When it was time for the elections, they were voted in. Musa Yar'Adua became president of Nigeria, while Goodluck Ebele Jonathan became the vice president of Nigeria. Now, I've just given an instance of political relevance. I've just given an instance of political significance. These are some of the critical issues that you factor in if a party, a political party, has political relevance. If a political party has political significance, it makes no difference whether it's the ruling party or not. So what that means is that an opposition party can step forward with stronger political might and stronger political relevance and will defeat the ruling party. So that is the reason why I say the incumbent president plays a role. He will become the next president. And the other factor is the political relevance or political significance of the political party in question. So you're having a messy divorce going on in the ruling party. The ruling party in Kenya is called the Jubilee Party. If I am in Uhuru's Kenyatta shoes, I'll tell you what I will do for free. As a fantastic chess player. Today, you look at the headlines. Today, you look at social media. Today, you follow the leading conversation in Kenya. And you are seeing there's a skirmish. There is a fight going on in the ruling party. Uhuru Kenyatta's latest statement is, resign, leave my government, since you have decided to fight me. Uhuru Kenyatta's latest statement is, move out, leave my government, resign, since you have decided to fight me. What is the vice president or the deputy president's response? He said, I will not resign. The deputy president RUTO says, I will not resign. Now, we're going to look at the fight going on between the deputy president of Kenya and Uhuru Kenyatta, and we're going to mirror it into the Nigerian scenario. So, there's a way I can describe what's going on in Kenya. It's like saying a governor is fighting with a king. That's the way I see it. A governor is fighting with a traditional ruler in his state. In the Nigerian constitution, it is very clear. A traditional ruler derives his authority. A traditional ruler derives his powers from the state governor. The state governor appoints. The state governor selects. The state governor nominates a traditional ruler. The same state governor has the powers to undermine a traditional ruler if he does not like him. Now, undermining a traditional ruler simply means that a governor looks at a traditional ruler and says, I don't like his face. That is enough to get him sacked. But there is a difference between the governor-king relationship. There is a difference between the governor-traditional ruler relationship and the president-vice president connection. While the governor can appoint, or while the governor becomes a kingmaker, while the governor decides who becomes king or traditional ruler, the president also have the capacity to appoint his vice president. The president has the capacity to select his vice president. The president has the capacity to nominate his vice president. So we're going to talk about the difference now. The difference is that the governor has the power to sack a traditional ruler. But a president does not have the constitutional powers to sack his vice president. He is the one that appointed him. He is the one that selected him. But he alone cannot sack him. So, you ask yourself, since Uhuru Kenyatta has told the person he's selected to leave his government, since Uhuru Kenyatta has told the person he's selected as deputy president to resign, and the deputy president says he's not going anywhere, he's not resigning, there are two options. Since he says he will not resign, he can be kicked out. How can he be kicked out? It's through the National Assembly. But you know, the problem with option 2 is that it takes time. It takes a long process. And you are having election around the corner. It will not just take time, it boils down to numbers. They are going to vote in the National Assembly in Kenya. So the president is interested in kicking out